everyone. You can probably tell my voice is a little bit different. I'm struggling with a head cold. It's not COVID, but I am quarantined in my apartment. So we're kind of making the best with what we got, right? It's kind of the story of 2020, school and everything this year. So yeah, I've been moved to online classes, like many of you. I'm hoping to get back at it later this week, since it's just a head cold. But yeah, we're making do with what we got. So I just wanted to wrap up the month of October, right? And we talked about look around in this concept of those three circles that we talked about. Remember, there's the inner circle, there was the friend circle, and there was the community circle. And each of these are so important as we think about who is going to be there to support us and how they can support us in different ways, right? So this is so incredibly important because each of those circles serve a different purpose. The inner circle obviously serves that close people that need you, and you need them because they know you so well and you know them so well. The friend circle just kind of helps the inner circle. It's there to support the inner circle. And the community is there to support and care for on a large scale if you're struggling with something huge. So each of these is so important. And so this kind of wraps up our talk on anxiety, but it really serves to be more than that. Because yes, these circles that surround us, yes, they help with anxiety, but they help with literally any other struggle as well. Just in general, it's so important for the Christian to surround themselves with wise people, which is why we kind of rooted this in Proverbs 13, verse 20, which says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." And this simple truth, it's so hard to actually put into practice. I think a lot of us go, obviously, we should surround ourselves with the wise. But how many of us actually do it? I think that's a lot different of a question. Because this truth is hard to follow because it sometimes requires sacrifice on our part, which makes it even harder to follow. But the key thing is when life gets hard, the wise will be there to care for us. So what do the wise look like? Well, these are people who lift you up in others. They're people who love you unconditionally. And they're people who know how to meet other people's needs. Think of the wise in your life. Who are they? I think that it's pretty obvious who they are. They're the people who love you unconditionally. They're the people that after you have failed them, they're still there for you. Isn't that so cool? The wise are quick to forgive. They're quick to love. They're people who lift you up in others. They're not people who put others down. And remember, pay attention to patterns. One-time happenings, we all mess up. We're all human. But if it's a pattern of behavior, that's when you maybe need to consider, maybe this isn't the person I should be hanging around with. And so as we kind of develop our circles, as we pay attention to those around us, who is supporting us? Are they wise or are they unwise? Do they point me to Christ or do they point me away from Christ? And this connection to Christ is so crucial because Christ met our ultimate need at the cross, right? Here we were dead in our sin, but Christ died so that we wouldn't have to. That is such a great concept to think about, that the people who meet our needs reflect Christ to us because they are Christ to us. And so these wise people, they help us become more like Christ. And that's the goal of the Christian life, that we would become more like Christ. And so next month we're going to talk about opposing views. Our world is so divided right now, and it has caused so much pain for so many people. And not necessarily the politics of it all, because not everyone in the high school group can vote. Well, none of you can vote, I don't think, except for maybe the seniors, some of the seniors. But you guys are still seeing all the division, and it's so hurtful. And so we're going to talk about what does it mean to be a Christian in November. And it might not be supporting one side or the other, but it might be just about listening, learning, and loving others. So let's think about that over the next month. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see you at the next grade gathering. Talk to you later, guys.